Sad news. Sister Wives shows Garrison Brown's heartbreaking funeral, fans react. The May 18th episode of Sister Wives delivered one of the most emotional and somber moments in the show's history, as it aired the heartbreaking funeral of Garrison Brown. The 25-year-old son of Janelle and Kody Brown tragically died by suicide on March 5, 2024, leaving his family and the show's fans in mourning. Viewers were granted a rare and intimate look into the family's grief as they gathered to lay Garrison to rest at Penrose Cemetery in Byron, Wyoming, a place with deep family significance, as it is also the final resting place of Garrison's grandmother, Cheryl. To honor the family's need for privacy during such a vulnerable time, the episode began with a title card that read, "At the family's request, cameras were positioned at a distance during the burial to respect their privacy." Despite the cameras being pulled back, the emotional weight of the day was palpable. Speaking ahead of the ceremony, Janelle Brown expressed how overwhelming her grief had become. "I feel numb. I don't really have any feelings," she admitted through tears, her voice heavy with sorrow. Garrison was one of Janelle's 6 children with Kody and had been a beloved member of the family and the Sister Wives fan community. Kody Brown, Garrison's father, also appeared deeply affected. Despite his estranged relationships with several of his wives and children following the unraveling of his polygamous marriage, Kody made a touching gesture by personally requesting permission to dig his son's grave. "There's something deeply emotional about this for me," Kody said, visibly struggling to contain his emotions. "I've never done anything like this before. Digging Garrison's grave, it's one of the most important things I've ever done. It's my last ode to my boy." Janelle later reflected on that gesture, acknowledging how meaningful it was. "I thought it was perfect," she said quietly. "It's symbolic and poetic, and all the things it needed to be, to have Kody dig that hole." The ceremony itself was filled with both solemn moments and thoughtful tributes. One of the most memorable came from Mitch Thompson, husband to Christine Brown's daughter, Aspen. Using his carpentry skills, Mitch crafted a unique urn shaped like a Viking ship, a nod to Garrison's love of Norse culture and mythology. It was a beautiful, personalized tribute that resonated deeply with the family. Janelle, in a tender and symbolic act, handed the Viking ship urn to Kody, who gently placed it into the grave he had dug. "There's some symbolism in me handing him to Kody," Janelle said, describing the act as a final moment of shared parenting amid their separation. The ceremony wasn't without moments of levity, an emotional necessity in such a heavy atmosphere. Kody's brother-in-law, Tim, offered a heartfelt speech that opened with a comment about marriage being the reason everyone was present, a nod to the polygamous ties that once united them. The line drew laughter from the group, providing a brief but welcome lightness amid the tears. The episode painted a portrait of a fractured but still connected family, coming together to honor a son, brother, and loved one. Though the Brown family has undergone immense turmoil and transformation over the years, with separations, strained relationships, and public scrutiny, Garrison's passing reminded everyone of the enduring bonds of family and the pain of irreplaceable loss. As Sister Wives continues to chronicle the lives of the Brown family, this episode stood out as a deeply emotional and humanizing moment. It moved beyond drama and disagreement, showing raw grief, shared sorrow, and the complex love that still remains among them. For fans of the show, it was a heartbreaking but necessary episode, one that honored Garrison's memory while shedding light on the strength it takes for a family to come together after unimaginable loss. Tim spoke with a quiet strength, sharing a message that resonated deeply with everyone gathered to honor the memory of Garrison. "We're always going to find a way to laugh. We'll always find a reason to smile. That's how we get through," he said, his voice steady but heavy with meaning. "That's what Garrison would have wanted, for us to keep going, to live fully, and to keep finding joy even in the darkest moments." He paused before continuing, choosing his next words with care. "But there are things that most of us can never truly understand. Unless you're a mother who's been through something like this, you can't truly grasp a mother's anguish. And unless you're a father who has experienced this kind of loss, you won't fully understand a father's remorse." The silence that followed was filled with emotion, grief, love, and quiet reflection. Those present, friends and family alike, held on to each other as they let Tim's words sink in. They were a reminder that grief is deeply personal, and that everyone's experience of it is unique. Tim's message wasn't just about sorrow, though. It was also about healing. In time, he said gently, a mother will come to understand a joy that only a mother can feel again. And a father will rediscover a pride that only a father knows. This is the strange truth of mortality. It teaches us how to live with both the pain and the joy. We learn how to carry the grief and still welcome the beauty that life offers. His words were both a comfort and a challenge, a call to those in mourning to find strength in their memories, and to carry the legacy of their loved one forward with love and purpose. After the eulogy, the ceremony shifted to a quiet and touching moment of remembrance. Garrison's brother, Hunter, stepped forward with tenderness and reverence. He carried a small, meaningful token, and gently placed it beside the urn containing Garrison's ashes. The item was a symbol of their bond, a piece of shared history that would now remain with his brother forever. One by one, family members and close friends followed Hunter's lead. Each person brought a sentimental object, an item that represented a cherished memory, a private joke, or a moment that had defined their relationship with Garrison. Some left photos, others placed small mementos like letters, military patches, or trinkets that spoke to Garrison's personality and the life he lived. The act of placing these objects beside the urn was more than a symbolic gesture, it was a way for each person to say goodbye in their own way. It was a way to acknowledge the depth of their connection, and to offer one final gift of love. Many who participated in the ritual wept openly, while others simply stood in quiet reflection, their hands trembling slightly as they left behind their tokens of remembrance. The air was heavy with emotion, but there was also a sense of peace, a sense that Garrison was being honored not just in word, but in the deeply personal offerings of those who knew him best. As the ceremony drew to a close, the sun began to set, casting a soft, golden light over the scene. The grave, now filled with more than just ashes and objects, had become a resting place rich with stories, love, and the tangible presence of those who would carry Garrison's memory forward. In that moment, it became clear that while the pain of loss would never completely go away, neither would the love. And in the balance of those two truths, grief and joy, sorrow and pride, was the very essence of what it means to be human. Tim's words echoed in the hearts of everyone present, offering a roadmap for how to carry on, not by forgetting, but by remembering with both sadness and gratitude. By laughing again, crying when necessary, and always choosing to live.